obviously on Twitter because we've all seen the tweets, that sort of thing. But I just, it's nice to see a band that is so good, but yet so humble at the same time.
Yeah, they're really great on Twitter. They're just the best.
They've been very supportive of us, so yeah, they're wonderful.
Well, right on. So next up, we're going to get to a band that has been very good to me over the past year or so. They've always, almost seems like almost every other week, they've been sending me new songs. And they sent me an email about 3 hours ago, saying, "Oh, I hope we made it in time." So I have a brand new one by the Urgents, and this one is called "Eye of the Storm." Dig this one. All right, that was the Urchins with Eye of the Storm. This is their newest one, and different but subtle change to what they've been doing. They've been kind of all over the place in a good way, though. they've been doing kind of a mix of 60s, 70s, kind of alt rock, and kind of like going back to we'll call it the good old days, and mixing it up. And this one again is different from their last tune, which was Louise. And this is just a great tune in general. Like I really liked, very mellow, but very flowing. Like really had a good tempo to it.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't sound like a bad thing to say, but it kind of reminded me of the Bends a little bit from Radiohead, and of course I'm a big Radiohead fan, so...
No, good point, Richard. No, that's not a bad thing. No, like a lot of times we use a reference point for some bands as a starting point to talk about the band, but no, a good point, and you actually have a really good point. I wouldn't even have thought of the bands, actually, to be honest with you.
It's just that it's such a wide sound, and that bass, and the way he forms his words, and he really rounds out what he's saying, it reminded me of Radiohead too.
Well, good point. Noel and Catherine?
Yeah, actually, I'm just going to kind of echo what you folks are already saying. This is the first week I've been able to listen through headphones, and yeah, there's just so much space in their sound. It just is amazing to me. And I picked up on that bass. The bass itself is just so warm and really well seated into the mix. It was just, I really like this a lot.
And like I just said, good Radiohead reference, Richard. You have a really good point. And the Bends obviously was right before Kid A, so kind of a precursor, but leading up to the kind of completely different change that they took. But good point. So next up, we're going to listen to Static in Verona, which I interviewed Rob, who is Static in Verona, this past Thursday. And this was the news.
That was a great interview.
Oh, thank you. This was a brand new one. So we had the world premiere this past Thursday, and we're going to hear it again. This one's called Anyone Anymore. This is a rough mix, but it's going to be on a new album, which he hopes is going to be due out by March, April, possibly. So let's take this one, and it's a really good tune. Anyone Anymore, Static in Verona.
Tell me
Right on. That was Static in Verona. The song's called Anyone Anymore, and that's the newest one. And we did the world premiere on Thursday. That will be on the new album due out March, possibly April. And this is a very good tune. The bridge in this is really good. I love the drums in this, and Rob has got got a good set of vocals on him and vocal cords on him, because he never seems to disappoint in that aspect of things. And he seems to be doing this very well. He's been doing it for a number of years, but he's kind of learned, like he discussed the other day, to kind of layer and kind of take your time with it, and just like a lot of bands do, to kind of make it sound the way you want to, and it came out very well.
It's very audience friendly.
Yeah, he really knows how to take it to a high level with his vocals, and just beautiful.
And great pop sensibility.
You know what? Good point, Richard. Because that's one thing he was talking about the other day about some of his tunes, how he kind of orchestrated it to make it kind of have that kind of pop culture sense to it, but it's not too kind of overboard where it's kind of like a top 40 sort of thing.
Yeah, it doesn't sound top 40. It just has that pop sensibility, but it still has a lot of alternative integrity.
Absolutely.
And he's got a really good formula going. You can just hear how he arranged that for maximum impact.
Like, other people would do a song like that and you get sick of listening to it in the first 30 seconds, but I was intrigued the whole time. So I think that's a good sign.
Very true. Nolan, Catherine?
we're sitting here agreeing with all of you. As you know, this is one of my favorite artists. I love what he does with his vocals. You're talking about a pop tune, yeah, but there's something really poignant about the way he constructs his harmonies. I think they're just really very gripping and very, I don't know, it strikes an emotional chord with me, which not all music does, and he just does it so beautifully. I don't think he's capable of writing a bad song.
That's a very big compliment to him. And since I know you guys both listened to the interview, the one thing that I found very interesting is, obviously, a lot of times, the band has interesting stories about how the name came about. And his kind of popped out at me, because when he was talking about it, he said he was driving into Wisconsin, and that the radio was having problems. So he's like, well, he was going to Verona in Wisconsin, so Static in Verona. I was like, well, that's really good, because initially I'm thinking of Verona in Italy. I'm not thinking of like a random town in Wisconsin, right? So hats off to him for that band name. But it sticks out. So I'm very excited about the new album, which will hopefully be out March, April. And we've heard 2 songs already. That was Anyone Anymore. And before, about probably 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks ago, we heard Heavy Hands, which is another one that's going to be in the new album. Not as long as the last one, but either way, it's going to be a good album nonetheless. So next up, we're going to get into, I've been trying to decide which one I'm going to go with here. And I'm going to go with a band called Cult Vegas, and they're out of San Diego, California. This one's called Tree Panning. Dig this.